Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the PODCAst, tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they laying up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wrasslin with the Wrasslin Boys on the POT alongside my tag team partner Big E. And we're here to bring you another episode of premium wrestling content. What's going on, bro?
Gee, what's going on, bro? Happy 4th of July.
Hey, man, for life.
Hey, it's 4th of July, man. It's episode 82. John Taylor.
That's a good one. You know what? That's about all I got. You know what I mean?
Jason Witten. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot about him, and he was a great tight end, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I was brainstorming all week, even with our team. What number was George Miller? Wasn't he 82?
Man, I think he was like 87.
He was 87. Yeah, he was 87. Yeah. Man. Yeah, man.
Shot him out in 5 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, it probably around Labor Day weekend or something. But
it's gonna be on first Sunday.
Hey, right. I will say this though. I mean, 4th of July, but happy 250th is 250 America. So that's a milestone.
Absolutely. Let's talk 4th of July. What you do this weekend? What'd you do for it?
Man, I hung out with a Marietta football legend. Our own Adam Ross came in town, which he been doing every 4th of July the past few years. So we kind of made a tradition, where it's probably like 3rd or 4th year in a row. I hung out with him on 4th of July and hung out with him and his family. Tyler Driggers, shout out Tyler Driggers. He hung out with us. It's always good to see old friends, man. And life be life, and everybody married and kids, and telling their war stories and all that kind of stuff, man. And
Tyler looked like one of my old basketball coaches that sit on like the second row. He looked like one.
I told him, look at that. I said, man, you look like Dale Murphy, man. And he was like, well, that was my idol. I said, yeah, but you the Dale Murphy that was striking out with 2 strikes and a slide in the dirt. No, you like that Dale Murphy. You ain't the MVP Dale Murphy. You know what I mean?
He's the Phillies Dale Murphy. Hey. Talk about Phillies Dale Murphy. Do you remember when Dale Murphy came back and one of the Braves players had got hit, and of course they had to retaliate the next inning. Yeah, and then Glavine had to throw at Murphy. Man, that was a crazy story.
And he ain't want to either. You know what I mean?
And you can see the look on his face. He threw it, and then he started walking to the dugout.
Yeah,
he was gonna throw him anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would have walked Murphy and threw the other guy out. I mean, threw at the other guy.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, man. We had a good old time with his family, man. It was cool, man. So shout out to Adam Ross and Tyler Driggers, man. It was really good catching up with those guys, man.
Yeah. So where'd y'all did y'all go up to the stadium? Did y'all go to Northcutt to watch the fireworks?
Actually, we actually didn't. He had Adam had like his stepbrothers, they're twins.
Mm,
Um, they was in town. They had like 13 grandkids that was there, man. They had a big old family gathering. Uh, they went to the parade earlier. I didn't go to the parade with them. They went to the parade earlier, and by the time I got there, they was all worn out. But they ate food and they
yeah,
was chilling. We watching World Cup soccer and ended up watching the Braves game. So by the time it was time to really roll up there to go to the watch the fireworks, I just had a feeling we wasn't going because they were chilling too hard, you know.
everybody about woe out wasn't
Yeah, but you know what? To be honest with you, I mean, fireworks cool and all that, but I'm not really. I could care less. Um,
yeah.
I was just happy to just,
It's more for the kids and stuff to me, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, they look cool and stuff. I'm not saying that they ain't cool looking, but I'm
yeah,
not like, let's go see fireworks. And like I wasn't, you know, I was just glad to just get out and about, be hanging with Adam.
yeah,
You know, because see, you really get to hang with him pretty much on 4th of July every
right,
year. You know,
yeah,
because you know with his schedule and stuff, he don't be in town often. Then when he do, is a lot of times in and out type thing, where recruiting or go
yeah.
see his parents or whatever. So I just enjoyed just hanging with him and his family.
And shout out to Adam Ross in Jacksonville State, man. He back home and where he played at, and back where he started coaching, and he's back there. So hopefully they have big success this year, and hopefully
Absolutely.
we can catch a game. That would be cool.
I gotta talk to you about that too, because he sure mentioned I'm going to a
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but
I'm gonna make it.
he mentioned that you guys need to come to a game. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah. I got to see him coach I think I talked. Well, we talked about it on the other podcast, but just to go in, I was already going to the Bama game, and it just happened to be where he was coaching at. And just getting to hug him over the fence and stuff and talk for a minute and get to watch him interact
Do
with
his
his,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
with him and doing the indies and stuff. It was cool, man. So yeah, man, shout out to Big Ross. But yeah, man, hey, we down here in Savannah, man. We on location. I'm outside of the hotel right now on River Walk or River Street, whatever the hell you call it. I'm
Yeah.
10 feet from the river. It's hot out here. I got my sweat rag like we in the 559. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to relax. You know what I'm saying? And read my books and just get my fresh air. And that's why you're gonna see me doing like this to make sure I'm alone. Because I am outside, but I'm set up. I got the mic out here, got the board, the soundboard, everything, computer. Shout out to Evan Jr. and Bryant for getting the Wi-Fi hooked up.
Hey man. Hey,
They
shout
came,
out.
yeah, they came. We brought everything down. They came and helped me set everything up. Yeah, man, we done had a time down here, man. I'm tired as hell. My left knee. Y'all don't know this, but your boy need a knee replacement. And ain't nobody got time at 46 to be taking off of work with a knee replacement, getting paid 60%. So
Yeah,
my
nah.
my right knee is this big and my left knee is this big. Bro, I'm talking about where we done did so much walking. And thank God for elevators, dog.
Man.
Because it's a hike to the room to come out here to go through the lobby, and you know what I'm saying. But it's been cool, man. We've been chilling in the pool. I think me and Bryant, we went to the pool at 9 o'clock the other morning and stayed out there till about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. We were dead. We
Man.
went to the beach today, and I hate the beach. I just once you go to the beach, you're going to the beach.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I ain't gonna say I hate the beach, but
bro.
I used to tell Benton that like, like he'll be there all day, and I'm just like, dude, I don't have to be here all day, man.
Nah, man. We can do an hour. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And let me put it. Oh, like, bro, I'm 10 feet from the river, and the Coast Guard finna come by. The
Dang.
little Savannah police finna come by.
He gonna be like that movie Carlito's Way with that lighthouse and all that.
But if y'all hear some people coming by or some people talking and walking, that's just is what it is, man. It's welcome to wrestling, so we do what we want to do. But no matter where we're at, we're still gonna bang them out, whether we in the studio or out here in the courtyard. You know,
out there River Street, it don't matter.
So man, we went. Of course, we went out there and watched the fireworks last night. You know, what I'm saying?
That was dope.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, it was so many people. You know what I'm saying? And we went on the ghost tour. Now we did do that, and
they got a lot of those down there.
Yeah. So, and let me tell you like this real quick. So we went and went into the house. You know what I mean? And I don't be really believing all that shit, to be honest with you. You know, but
I do.
Hey, and this on everything. I promise you. So when we went in there, we you looking at these different bedrooms of somebody that done died 3-4 times. And
oh my God, that creeped me out already.
Right. So I swear on everything, you can't walk in the bedroom, right? But it's because it's roped off. Because the bedroom is supposed to be the same, same stuff that's been there for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I leaned in, I heard the bed creak.
No.
On everything. On everything. I said that, turn around and say, hey, I'm going back outside. You know what I'm saying? I ain't listened to the rest of the tour or nothing.
Yeah.
When I leaned in and heard that bed creak, out of there.
Wow.
We went out there, got back on the bus. And then we got out like at the cemetery, and we didn't go in.
See, man,
yeah, we didn't go in the cemetery, but you went by it, and because it's all gated off and fenced off.
Oh my God, dude!
And I tell you, and I'm gonna tell you real quick why it's fenced off. People used to go in there and have picnics and stuff because it's like really crazy how it was so many people buried there, like. When they had to redo, like it was acres and acres of burial grounds, like the streets and everything that have been paved are over dead bodies.
Oh my God.
So when you get out and walk across that street and everything, you're walking on top of grave sites. You know what I'm saying? So they went in there and found a goat with his legs tied together, his throat slit, his body slit down, and his heart in a thing of tinfoil, and that's when they shut it down. they shut the graveyard down where you can't go in there anymore. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard that trick on the bed, bro, I was done.
I get a lot of stuff far fetched. I think it's almost like how people exaggerate, like.
Yeah.
Somebody can tell the story and it happened, but they, instead of, it was 12 gunshots, they'll say it was 6. I mean, well, instead of 6 guns, they shot about 12, 15 times, you know what I mean? Or people exaggerate. But that's kind of look at the ghost stories. But I do believe in them things, though. I'm a believer. I always did. I just don't know how far-fetched this stuff is, you know what I mean? I don't think it's like Ghostbusters where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man gonna walk down the damn street.
Right.
I mean,
are
that's
you
a movie.
Are you the gatekeeper?
yeah, Rick Moranis around there.
You made me think of that movie with Kid and Play, Class Act.
Yeah.
They beat the one when
Blade Brown.
Yeah, when the real Blade, when Play's 2 homeboys beat that dude up.
Yeah.
In the hallway, he was like, it was about 8, 9 of them, man.
Yeah, he told Tommy that. I forgot what Tommy name was that movie.
When he was out there unconscious, when they threw him out in the hallway, he was just laying. He was like, it was like 8, 9 of them.
It was the dude that had the sweatsuits on.
Yeah. Logo and something.
Yeah.
One of them was Bruh Man.
Yeah.
From the 5th floor. fifth. What up, Martin? Look, here come a big boat coming through now. They be having the big old tankers with all the little the cargo and stuff on there, man. It's crazy. Yeah, that's a Coast Guard right there.
Yeah, cause you close to that bridge that's over there.
Yeah. I sit here and look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope though. You know. Anyway, but yeah, man. Other than that, we headed out. Like I say, me and the boys, man, we done put in some work out here. We tired. You know what I'm saying? So we headed back in the morning. I know y'all hear that, but look, this boat got a big Marietta M on the side. It's a little tugboat to be so there might be one of them tankers finna come through. Because they the one that got in.
Yeah.
Al or whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's crazy. The Edward J. Moran. That's the name of the boat. It's got a big old M on it. The Marietta M, and it's blue. The ship is blue and it got the white M on the back.
They know what time it is.
Hey, that's crazy. Yeah, man. But before we get on our little topic, and let's talk a few things. And let's talk a few things wrestling. And I want to touch on our after we get done doing that, I want to touch on our most recent episode and talk about it for a minute. So what you think about Obafemi? Pretty much what we thought.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all the credit. Is what you thought. I mean, we both was on the same page. We knew Brock was gonna come into play. We both knew that. Yeah. But I wasn't sure how they was gonna play that. I still didn't think that, okay, they just gonna ignore him going after the title. But you're right. You like, I think, and yeah, they just really went that direction. I mean, there's a lot of people pissed off about that. I'm talking about the people, cause a lot of people like, what was the whole point of him winning King in the Ring?
The wrestling fan. Well, I think I'll touch on that for a second. I think the whole point was them listening to the fans and not letting Jey Uso win.
Right.
Because everybody was pissed off about Jey Uso. So you didn't get that, but now you pissed off of the storyline. And you
can't please everybody.
Right. And Oba's he's gonna get his chance at a title soon.
That's why I understood it. Why he said that. Like, he was like, the title is gonna be there. It will.
But the way he's doing his promos and everything, what's wrong with letting him get better and keeping him in a story? And then it's about the chase, because he's a big heel, he's a big face. So it's all about the chase. Keep letting him get better.
I ain't mad at it either. But I give you some pushback on the Jey Uso thing, though. I mean, you could be right. People were pissed off, but they pivot from, if that was the case, they didn't go that direction either, though, because he did go to SmackDown, and him and Cody had a number one contenders match. Cody won. They go on to Raw. Raw gonna be in Chicago Monday. CM Punk is rumored to come back,
right,
and feud with Cody. So now the rumor is Cody gonna beat Sammy.
Yeah, I mean,
and if they do that, don't get me wrong. I'm glad we both agree that Sammy deserved to be a world title holder.
Right.
But man, like, come on, man. Like, if he just had a title for 1 week, like week and a half, I ain't down with that.
No, man. Let the man get some shine, man. Let him get a defense or two.
If they do that, but that's what, because a lot of people like, well, Cody and Punk, like, that should be for the title. Like, would it be the point in that? Because they're not really, before they really friends, right?
Yeah, but it depends what the story is. The one of them turned heel, the other one, and then it becomes if it becomes personal, you can leave the title out of it.
Yeah, but we know Cody's not going heel anytime soon. I mean, they could do that, but we wishful thinking, you know. And are they going to turn Punk heel? He's one of the most popular superstars too.
Yeah,
I mean, but they could do that, but
they're gonna be popular. They look how Punk can be. They're gonna love him as a heel anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just do heel shit. But I'm saying with two superstars like that, you got to make it personal to keep the title out of the picture. So something's got to happen. I saw something.
That's why people don't think that the title won't be in the picture.
Right. But you know, that's the greatest thing about storylines. Come up with it. You don't know what they're gonna come up with. We have no idea. We had no idea.
We about to find out.
You know, they could bring AEW in the picture. Not like calling them out, but talking about the history and, you know, this and this or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Both was there.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
You know, and they both end up having bad experiences at the end.
Maybe Warlord will come out. I know that was left field.
Man, that wasn't even left center. That was like chalk flying. You know what I'm saying? It's still a fair ball, but chalk flew. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, but I'm with you. I want to see Sami Zayn at least get a look. Let the man shine just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and don't just make sure he goes down in the record books. Let him enjoy it for a minute. You know, let him surprise you. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely got to, you know, the funniest thing to me right now is Jacob Fatu. Every time he refers to Jay Uso as your bitch ass,
your punk ass, yeah.
And it's getting to the point where, you know, hey, Jay Uso is not good on. He breaks character a lot.
Yeah.
He does them thing where he always turns in front of the camera. And now he's doing it all the time because it's making him pop every time. You know, and that might be why they're doing it. One thing I done figured out about Jacob Fatu, he got his life on, but he ain't scared, man. He gonna straddle the fence. Yeah. He done did some wild shit already on TV. Anyway, but you know, I can't wait to see where all this goes, man, with the bloodline stuff. But yeah, man, chill out, everybody. Obafemi is gonna get a title run. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna be in the title picture. So it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Let Brock make him a superstar more than he already is one more time. Just pump your brakes, you know. But
plus Roman and Seth, I mean, this long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, this one of these. I kind of compare this to like Triple H and The Rock never had a one-on-one WrestleMania match.
Right.
It's really a travesty. Really.
Yeah.
Because they obviously came up together. One was DX, one was the Nation. They feuded Intercontinental title. They had an amazing ladder match for the IC title in SummerSlam.
Right.
Year, way back in the day, and of course they
wearing the purple tights and stuff.
And then they had great chemistry. Great rivals for the world title. They just never had that one-on-one. They fought in the 4-way in a WrestleMania 2000, which technically WrestleMania 16, but they never had a one-on-one match. Right. I kind of look at hey, same thing for Orton Cena, right? They never had a one-on-one. I kind of compare it to those eras, Attitude Era, Rock Triple H, Ruthless Aggression, Orton Cena, and this era, Reigns, Seth Rollins. I mean, the Shield together, all of that, but they never had that. They did triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
But they never had that one-on-one WrestleMania match, and it probably at this point it may never happen. So it's like almost like the SummerSlam matches, of course, is like their second biggest pay-per-view PLE. I mean, at this,
Yeah.
especially at this point, because they done went 2 nights like WrestleMania.
Right.
So maybe, so they try to get a heavy card for SummerSlam, obviously. And now this is their way of, I guess, having this match that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not mad at that either, because even though they've been rivals all these years, they never, and they wrestled one-on-one quite a few times, but
Right.
they never had that one just blow off match. Like even Seth said in a very amazing promo that, Roman said, you need to get in the back of the line. And Seth, like, when it comes to you, I'm always in the front of the line. He's like, I own you.
Right.
You never beat me one-on-one, like, in that way. And it's like, Roman, like, you're right.
Right.
I don't want to beat you. I need to beat you
Right.
in
Right.
front of my family, all this other stuff. So I'm all for it, man. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna be one off either.
No, I agree.
That's great. That's a great feud and a great story that they can ride, for really a good time and really, sell out there, have a big house. Thanks for the house. Like them old timers used to do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. But you got anything else you want to touch on as far as wrestling this week?
No, that's pretty much that as of now, I just, again, we talked about Sammy and Cody and all that. I just, like you said, we don't know what they cooking up.
Right.
But
I did see a video of CM Punk working out.
Yeah.
And he might be in the best shape he ever been in.
Oh yeah.
Bro, if that was a real video, they gonna be, everybody gonna be surprised tomorrow. We like Jack. Yeah. So before we get in our topic, man, I want to talk about the episode 81. We had Mike Youngblood on, and with Mike, me meeting him a couple of months back, we actually met at a little, like, it's supposed to be like a Q&A, and there's a couple of guys selling autographs there, and they had a few guys there, a couple of legends, a couple of Hall of Famers. It was for Abdullah the Butcher. It was his birthday weekend. They were doing the Q&A and the little autograph signing, and they had a birthday party the next day. I went with Robert Gibson. We met over his house and rode out there, and me and Robert met almost a year ago, I guess, a little, maybe more than that, and just kind of like out of nowhere, just kind of like built a little friendship or whatever. But anyway, I went there with him and met everybody, and just Teddy Long was there, Michael Youngblood was there. Mike was trained by Robert Gibson, trained by, like I said, Ivan Koloff. Abdullah had a lot to do with his upbringing and stuff, and he's done some MMA stuff, and he's worked at TNA, WWE, TNA, but he's never been a big name. And then did a lot in the Indies, tag with Robert Gibson a while Ricky was out. They did some stuff together. Then he was on the road with the Rock and Roll Express a lot during the 2000s, late 2000s, and this cool guy, but is takes this business real serious, and he takes his relationship with Abdullah real serious, and the stuff with Abdullah and Hannibal TV is been firing him up. And we've been talking about him coming on the podcast anyway, but he wanted to come on here and talk about it. And so we let him, and this is now Hannibal done blocked Mike, so he can't, because he's always he put the podcast out, all this stuff, and promoted or whatever. Hannibal released another video the other day, and it's probably one of the grossest things I've ever watched, as far as the way he talked about Abdullah and how he just hopes he dies and burns in hell and this, and this. And I don't care how mad you are at somebody, you know, it's a dangerous thing to play around with wishing death on people and things of that nature. And I can understand, you know, you being upset, which I was saying Abdullah's not the only person he sued. Taking people to court is his thing. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's even stabbed the referee and done all kind of crazy stuff. You know, and he blames Abdullah for not signing with the WWE, for having the hepatitis C, which he doesn't have anymore. So what I've noticed about Hannibal TV is he'll do anything for the views. As soon as Sami Zayn won the title, he put out a video about how Sami Zayn's a backstabber and this, and this. Like, he just had somebody on there. I forget what indie guy it was that they worked at Ring of Honor. They were at WWE show, and the WWE guys that knew Sami Zayn when he was El Generico, you know, who's the best to get put in this match? And of course, Sami said, let me do it. You know, business is business. You know what I'm saying? So the guys just basically called him they just basically they just talk bad about everybody. You know, it's never nothing positive. All the shoot interviews is always negative. You know, and yeah, he did his thing with them shoot interviews. You know what I'm saying? He really capitalized on that shit back in the day. But, you know, I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of background because, you know, the interview did get kind of out there. And that's why I went ahead and ended it when I did. And luckily be honest, luckily his phone went dead because it was just getting a little too dark and too deep at the end, to be honest with you. You know, so I just kind of want to explain because he talked about his experience, but he really didn't get into who he is because he was so ready to get on that Abdullah rant and about Abdullah, you know, because of Hannibal. And I know how much he loves Abdullah and all that. And Abdullah's in bad shape. You know, I don't care what they say. It's still not good. You know what I mean? And he's having a tough time. And he's the old guy, you know, but prayers out to him, no matter what he's done to you or to me, to them. You know what I'm saying? They're still a human being. And we at Welcome to Wrasslin don't want to see anybody hurt. We lift everybody up. We might boo the hell out of Bret Hart, but we don't want to see the man.
You boo the hell out of Bret Hart.
Yeah. It's always I.
Yeah.
But I might boo Bret the Hitman Hart. But we don't ever want to see nothing bad happen to anybody because this is Welcome to Wrasslin. I just wanted to give everybody a little background, and if anybody got offended, we do apologize. Like we said, we made a disclaimer, and all his opinions, that's on him. That has nothing to do with Welcome to Wrasslin. Just because we give you the platform don't mean we have any control over what anybody says. But we also, when you talk about 4th of July and 250 or 200 and whatever, freedom of speech, you know what I'm saying? And we got the platform, so we gave it to him. And I'm cool with him. I like him. He's a cool dude. I enjoy talking to him every now and again. And, you know, and I enjoy talking to anybody who wants to talk about wrestling, especially that's been in it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out to, I got to give a shout out before we get started on our topic because I promise they've been bugging me all weekend, FaceTiming me. Shout out to Hezzy, Dom, and Langston. 3 kids on my 18 and under baseball team. And baseball season's coming up and they're making sure that, you know, they're locked in and all that stuff, man. So shout out to them. Y'all boys stay out of trouble and, you know, have you a good rest of the summer. And we'll see you when it's time to go to work. All right. But, yeah, man, it's 4th of July. So go ahead.
Mentioning the Sami Zayn thing reminded me. I
Uh,
have to go back to that real quick.
okay,
Vince Russo.
bro. What do you do now, bro?
He was on some platform and I just saw a clip, Instagram. I saw a clip of him just arguing with somebody about the whole Sami Zayn title win. And he just like he hated it. It just like,
Man, he's a hater anyway.
yeah, you're like, bro,
About me
like,
being a hater. He's a hater for real.
yeah, I know that. And it just drives me crazy, man. Like, man. All right, I'm done with it. I just had to.
I'm not. Let's talk about it for a second because you're Vince Russo. Your name is etched in stone in the history of wrestling business. There are some things that you did do that you will forever be remembered for. People will never forget. They'll never quit talking about their promo bash at the beach. They will always talk about that. Made a dark side of the ring about it. You know, you've done some things. Congratulations. You're relevant. There's no need for you to bash and go after everybody. Just like this dude Hannibal, that's the way they get the clicks. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we're doing it wrong. Maybe we're supposed to get on here and bash it, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I love wrestling too much, and I respect these guys too much.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's all I ever wanted to be. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I never wanted to be anything else but that. In some way, shape, or form involved. You understand what I'm saying? But when you do all that negative shit, man, bro, that shit gets tired, man, and this shit keeps defying your name, and you sit out here and just look stupid, bitter, and who wants to listen to that shit? I mean, for real, you're gonna get the clicks or whatever, but who really wants to listen to that? So,
Well, there's a lot of negative people in this world. You know what I mean? Like,
you right about
just like we talked about earlier, Oba Femi winning King in the Ring. People didn't want Jey Uso to win it. Oba win it, and of course they still didn't get the title match. So I do get it why people are like, hold on, but at the
yeah,
same time, it's like, well, would you rather them let Jey Uso win then and do what we thought they was gonna do? They made it wasn't the predictable thing was Brock Lesnar gonna attack him in the finals of King of the Ring, but he didn't. They didn't do that. They let him win, but they still got to where they was going because we knew they was gonna do that anyway because we didn't know how they was gonna do it. But we
yeah,
knew that Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi was gonna happen at SummerSlam. We
right,
knew that. We just
that,
didn't know if people gonna do double duty like Bully Ray suggested,
right.
or
And shout out to Bully Ray for being a legend and that, but you don't know if he's ready to do double duty. We don't know that.
well,
Man, it's just like football. You can sit here and talk, well, he needs to be playing. Why ain't he playing? We watch the games. We don't watch practice all week.
I mean that's true. That's true. But
You understand what I'm
but
saying?
Bully just giving his opinion from a booking perspective, so I ain't mad at Bully for.
I understand that. And then when a lot of people, podcasters as well, when they hear that shit, they want to run with it and talk about it, saying so. Then everybody starts talking about it.
Yeah,
Well, he should do this. He should do this, bro. So we knew it was gonna happen. Knew it was gonna be Brock Lesnar, and then that's what you're gonna get, and it's gonna be amazing. You hope, but you assume. I think it will be.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be it for Brock.
because we don't see Hell in a Cell matches all the time. Hell, we were talking about that Seth and Braun should have been Hell in the Cell. Well, I see why it wasn't Hell in the Cell because they had this plan to be for Hell in the Cell.
And it's genius because it gives Brock the advantage because there's weapons involved and the cage is involved. You know what I'm saying?
And he never lost a Hell in the Cell match,
right?
Which he's gonna lose his first one.
And Sex Ferguson will tell you that the ring itself is a tool. You know what I'm saying? But it just makes perfect sense, man, to the way they're going. Damn, they're going big ship too. This shit crazy. But hey man, 4th of July weekend, let's talk Great American Bash.
Yes, sir.
Great American Bash. And created by the Almighty, the Dream, Dr. Road, the
If
American
you
Dream,
will.
right? And of course, it was part of Jim Crockett Promotions. The first one was in '85. It was in Charlotte. Main event was Flair versus Nikita, and also had Dusty Rhodes and Tully in a cage match. That's when I believe if it's '85 is right then and there where the Horsemen might have been or might have not been,
Yeah,
because
because they didn't get officially, they didn't officially become a thing till, was that probably around like
it's '86
before the bash. I mean, it was after the bash. Yeah, well, it was 85, but it was like late 85.
because
It was before Starcade.
Nikita's got to be a heel in '85. He's not no face in '85.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was when the Russians full fledged with the Russians. Cause
Right.
you got the 85, like Starcade and all that was Tully and Magnum and
Yeah.
of course Nate and Road Dusty, Arn and Ole.
Mm.
I think they went against Rock and Roll Express that Nate Starcade 5, but it was obviously for Starcade 5, but the bash is obviously in July. But I
Right.
think it was like right before the Horsemen became an official thing though, probably like maybe
Right.
2 or 3 months before that. Yeah.
Right. Because Flair's got to be a face in this right here, because Nikita's got to be the heel. Damn, we done lost El Boogie. It's all right. He'll be back. We on location. We got us a visitor walking up the street here, so we gonna chill, be cool, and wait for OPO to come back in. So I'm gonna pause it till he comes back in. All right, so 86 and 87, Starcade is no longer an event. Now it's a tour that goes on for about 3-4 weeks. Most of them ended in Baltimore. They had stadium shows, featured every top NWA star, huge cars that went everywhere and ran across the whole Southeast, and just a few spots up north. Baltimore was big with the NWA back in the day. In '86, one of the biggest moments was, of course, Dusty beating Flair for the title.
Okay.
And that was his third title. And he finally got that's the only time he had the big gold. And it's funny having him with the picture on it with Ric Flair's name on the belt. You know what I'm saying? What do you remember about any of that? Even watching it before, and watching it over as you're older, and just any kind of reflection on Great American Bash, before we get, not get ahead of ourselves, but at those times, 86, 87. Because we've all and watched all of them. I mean, let's just be honest. We are.
Well, what we could, the tour, we didn't really get to watch a whole lot of the tour. Every now and then, a WWE Vault, they'll show, like you always see Flair coming down the helicopter. They rolled out the red carpet. I think they was in one of them stadiums in Charlotte.
Yeah.
When he did that. And of course, I seen the Dusty Nate's match, in '86 when Dusty won the title. I always think about when Dusty ran and did the little elbow on the fight in the cage. And I always think about that, stands out to me. But I really wish, even on the WWE network and all that, I wish that we had more of the tour available to us, because they had a lot of, like, Nate fought everybody in the main event. Ricky Morton and Hawk from the Road Warriors, and he wasn't just fighting Dusty, and and Magnum and all that, for the title. He fought like I said, it was a tour, so it was like every night it was somebody different, whether tag team wrestlers or Ronnie Garvin or Barry Windham or whoever, so I kind of really wish that that footage was more available to us where we can see that, where they was in Baltimore or in some random minor league baseball stadium in Tennessee somewhere, Knoxville. Well, I don't know. They went all over. So I kind of wish we had that footage, of the tour more available, because of course it ended up being and just a main event, like a one, like the Great American Bash is Sunday night on this day. But like you said, though, for a couple of years though, it was a tour, and
Yeah,
that which was a great concept. And I really wish that that footage was more available to us.
absolutely. Yeah, because as you know, some of those matches that aren't on TV or on video are some of the best matches they had with certain people and stuff like that. And you're really missing out on some gems, and some kind of camera rolling somewhere. So, but anyway, 88, 86, 87 is the tour. 88 officially becomes a pay-per-view. 88, you had Flair and Lex Luger, and you also had the famous Triple Tower of Doom cage match. And one thing about 88 was that's when Crockett sold to Turner, and it officially is set the stage to become WCW. So WCW has Great American Bash from 89 all the way to 2000. We're not going to cover every one of them. 89 is special because of the Ric Flair Terry Funk match. And to me, you had Steamboat, you had Sting, you've had so many. That Flair and Funk feud was one of the greatest feuds of all time to me. You know what I mean? So it ain't got to be a greatest feud of all time, but it's got to be one of the greatest Flair feuds of all time. I don't know how you feel about that. I'll never forget the interview with him coming out of retirement, pile drive, tearing his clothes out, pile drive him on that table. You ain't never really seen nothing like that.
And they put a bag over his head too, like.
Yeah, like it was crazy. And they asked her, and that was Terry Funk could go. You saw the later stuff with the hardcore stuff and everything, and Chainsaw Charlie and stuff, but them 70s, 80s, and even in the 90s, he could go then. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's a former NWA World Champion. Like, and we ain't talking about late. I mean, we talking about in the '70s. When Harley and his brother Dory and Jack Briscoe and like, I mean, they don't just. I mean, I know a lot of people say a lot of this politics because they talked about Dory Senior. Was a major promoter and had a lot of his hand. Plus, you hear the Funks and the Briscoes had their rivalry, and they had a thing where they didn't want Dory Senior, didn't want Dory Junior to lose the title to Jack Briscoe. It had to be in a certain city, because they had the Briscoes was with Eddie Graham down in Florida, and the Funks was in a whole bunch of politics, just like any other thing in life. But yeah, Terry, he was, like you said, it ain't a lot of current fans, they just know him as being a hardcore legend. But like you said, he was the real deal. And if you ask the other wrestlers, especially of that era, they all, I can't speak for all of them, but you hear a lot of them swear by Terry Funk.
And that's one guy you don't hear a lot of bad stuff about when they talk about it, dead or alive. Everybody gives them flowers when they're gone, but nobody talked about him when he was. I mean, he's a national treasure when it comes to the wrestling business. So, so that was 89. We get to 1990, which is my favorite. You finally had Ric Flair and Sting. Sting came out there with the red, white, and blue on, with the jacket, the tights, the flag painted on his face. Had those when he first came out, had those streamers coming down. You know what I mean? The stage was set. You had the dudes with attitudes around the ring the whole time. Steiners,
Junkyard Dog, and
Paul Orndorff. You had Elegante handcuffed to Ole. You know, so Sting finally wins the title. One thing about that match was the match was great. It went how it was supposed to. It was a roll up at the end, just like I talked about how it kind of Sami Zayn, the way he won kind of reminded me of that. Flair was going for the figure four. You know, Sting just coming back from knee surgery, you know, getting his knee right, and finally getting his shot that he was supposed to get 2 years ago. A year ago, I mean, because he was supposed to get it at Capital Combat or whatever. Because that's when he was,
because he won the Iron Man competition in Starrcade '89.
Right, and then of course he was a part of Horseman, got kicked out. So yeah, but anyway, wins the title, goes down there. They dropped a big, huge picture of his face that lit up with like fireworks on it and stuff. And the first thing he did was talk about how great a champion Flair was. And you didn't do that as a baby face and all that stuff. And everybody was booing. And he told the crowd to stop. And he was serious and just listened and really gave Flair his flowers. And I think that I'll never forget that part. That just shows you what kind of man he was, even at a young age, you know, to know what was really happening to him.
Right.
You know, and he had the belt for pretty much almost the rest of the year. You know, all the way
to January.
Yeah,
because Flair won it in a house show after, because remember we talked about it. He Black Scorpion, Starrcade '90, but he ended up getting the title at a house show in it was New Jersey Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Why do I know that? I don't know, but that's where it was at.
Yeah. So we get to 91. Flair's left WCW, gone to WWE, WWF at the time. That's the one where Luger beats Barry Windham and becomes the first official WCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, Harley Race was in Luger's corner.
Right. Another thing
and
about
Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, 1990. What you call it? Harley Race came out of retirement for that card for the Great American Bash. Yeah, and fought Wildfire. Somebody say something about Wildfire. But I mean, we could go. They didn't have it in '93 and '94. Brought it back in '95. That's the Starrcade, Halloween Havoc, and Great American Bash are the ones they kept when WCW took over, and eventually added Bash at the Beach. And those were the top four before they started running one a month. When you get in the later, in the Attitude Era and all that, when it's all about competing. Right. Just a couple of quick ones we can talk about. 96, Rey Mysterio Jr. debuted at the Great American Bash. And that's also when Kevin Nash powerbombed Eric Bischoff through the stage.
Right.
97 through 99, man, it was a lot of cruiserweight stuff. The Steiner Brothers feud, the Guerrero family rivalry, Ric Flair versus David Flair, NWA storylines. And in 2000, we had the last one, the last before WCW purchased it. So we get the WWE, and they pick it back up in 2004. And it was John Cena won the U.S. title. JBL was the headliner. and Undertaker had a match there. That's basically about the Great American Bash when they came back 2002, because it was just a show then. It wasn't a
Right.
pay-per-view. In 2007 and 8, they brought it back as pay-per-views. And it was also one of those where they brought the Raw, SmackDown, and ECW together for
Right.
the American Bash. So 2009, nothing happened. It was the final pay-per-view for the Great American Bash after it being replaced. 2012 returned for a special episode for the SmackDown instead of a pay-per-view. It was just SmackDown, Great American Bash SmackDown, and then it didn't get picked up until again in 2020 with NXT.
Right.
Had a lot of showcase for rising stars, championship matches. Different stuff like that. They're still doing it in July, and it's an NXT thing now. And
Right.
what I love about NXT is, that's Dusty Rhodes is a part of NXT, and why not keep it as one of their biggest shows, something he created. I just think that Great American Bash is one of the few great inventions of Dusty Rhodes, because you can talk about Starrcade. It's a lot of stuff he brought together. I made a list of notable Bash at the Beach moments, and basically it was Dusty created the event 85, Flair and Funk in 89, Sting in 90, 91, Luger winning the title. Of course, we already talked about these. Rey Mysterio Jr. Debuting, Kevin Nash power bombing Eric Bischoff was huge.
Heck yeah.
That was huge because you already had the out, and we're not going to turn this into an NWO show. I promise you that. But that started it right there.
Right.
That showed them that they were serious. They already showed up. Hall showed up. Then he brought, Kevin Nash. Everybody is still assuming they're working with WWE.
Yeah.
They're not using their names, and that should tell you otherwise. But I just think that was so big when that night when they powerbombed him. That's what started it. That's what started them letting everybody know they were for real.
Right.
Next thing you know, they're showing up with baseball bats. You know what I'm saying? Just all kind of crazy stuff. NWO episode, we would have to do a 4-parter. We'd do the beginning, we'd have to go to Red and Black, them coming back together again. That'd be something we have to do and just spread it out. We'll think about that.
I mean, hell, you gotta think they even had the era of Bret Hart and Jeff Jarrett. and then they brought them back with WWE with the originals, but then they kept it going with HBK and Big Show again, and like you said, there's a lot of layers to the NWO.
If anybody's gonna destroy my company, it's gonna be me. NWO was the cancer. You know what I'm saying? And man, they could have really did something with it. Anyway, we'll say that for a later date. Anything you want to add about the Great American Bash? I just thought, it's 4th of July. Let's kick some shit and talk about Great American Bash and just, how we spent our 4th of July or whatever.
It just kind of made me think about Dream. I know Great American Bash obviously was his concept, and again, I loved how it was a tour those first few years. But you mentioned, of course, we all know about Starrcade, which was WrestleMania before WrestleMania. And that's not to say that was the only big event. All these territories, they all had
of them all.
Yeah. but even like, I love Halloween Havoc and
Yeah,
all that. So it just, like Dusty Rhodes was just, you hear them say it. He was just a genius, and
yeah,
that's just coming up with these major events. And I'm glad that WWE brought it back, and I wish they would have kept it going instead of having these gaps.
yeah,
But I understand, Vince is Vince. So it's like if it wasn't his creation, he doesn't treat it like it's his baby. You know what I mean? It's like he showed it love, but then it was like, but I don't give a shit. Just like even when he brought Starcade back, it was like a house show on the WWE network.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, that's Starcade. Like,
Right.
so I get it though, but I'm glad they brought the bash back. And like you said, it's fitting that NXT has it now and keep that legacy going. I mean, it ain't the same, obviously, but it's still keeping the name going, just like they just had it. Matter of fact, it was their first time having the PLE
Mhm.
on the CW because there's no more Peacock. Of course, their PLEs with NXT, like the takeovers and all that from back in the day, used to be on either the network or Peacock when it was on the Peacock.
Yeah,
And now there's no Peacock, and pretty much everything is the YouTube channel or Netflix, or when we watch PLEs from WWE, it's on ESPN now.
yeah, yeah,
So NXT, they just had their first PLE event on CW and Starcade. I mean, Great American Bash was the first one they just had at that past week. So,
yeah,
I'm just glad they just kind of keep that legacy going.
yeah.
Um, but I'm with you though with those big moments that you named. But the one that will always stand out number one to me was Sting winning his first world title, and like you
Right.
said, with him having the red, white, and blue on, and having that moment. I will tell you one thing. Now, this don't have nothing to do with with the Great American Bash, but when most people know that Sting and Ultimate Warrior was tag team partners. They were the Blade Runners, and of course, their name wasn't Sting and Warrior. I
It was
mean, they
Flash.
yeah had different names, and kind of like some Road Warrior knockoffs because
Yeah,
the face
Blade
paint
Runner
and
Flash and Blade Runner something else. Yeah,
right. But I just do. Whether you like the Ultimate Warrior or not, I just thought it was kind of cool that both of them won their first world titles a few months apart. Like Warrior won his first, but it was at WrestleMania in April or late March, whatever the date was, when they had WrestleMania 6. But
yeah,
he won his around that time. And then, of course, a couple months later at the Great American Bash, Sting won his. So I thought that was pretty cool that they both won their world titles for rival companies, but it kind of happened around the same time. So
right.
anybody who back then poo-pooed on those two big muscle bound wrestlers, the Road Warriors knockoffs, everybody said couldn't wrestle or probably won't mind out to be nothing. Hell, they both won world titles
Yeah,
around the
it's
same time, in their career. So I always
Sting.
thought that was cool.
Yeah, Sting ended up becoming an icon,
Right,
and you know what happened with the Warrior story. They were definitely two separate individuals, and definitely had a different opinion when it came to the business and how you should carry yourself. And
right.
and it not to shit on the Warrior, but you see how their careers turned out. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But yeah, that is cool. I mean, for them to come up at the same time, and you look around and they're both at the same time. They're both champs. You
Yeah,
know?
when they're separate ways,
Yeah.
I'm going this way, you going that way. See you on the
Yeah.
other side, and they both. I mean, again, like you said, Sting is a whole nother story. He is an icon. He is. When I think WCW, I think Sting. I mean, you always think Nate's, but NWA and all that back. But when I think of just
WCW,
WCW, Sting will always be the face of that for
right,
me.
right.
You
And you got to
know,
think about, they were the Blade Runners. They wore all black. They had black face paint, and they go their separate ways, and they both start using the bright colors, but it's different
Right.
He's wearing drawers and,
Sting wearing a pant.
Right. Ultimate Warrior has some fire stuff though, with the tassels and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
But Sting used to come with it with them different colors,
Yeah.
and they both really just, Sting was the more athletic and technically sound and everything you could ask for, and Road Warrior just had that crowd in the palm of his hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's Sting as well, but shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to both of them. But hey man, happy 4th of July to everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend, safe weekend. And we got Saturday night's main event coming up. We got SummerSlam coming up. Got some real weird stuff going on with TNA that we need to touch on after we do a little bit of homework. A lot of people parting ways, and I don't know, it's looking like it's getting a little crazy down there. And we're gonna get back on our AEW and indie kick around here. Try to get to some more indie shows, and definitely go check out WWA4. Need to get back over there on a Thursday at AR Fox's school and check some of them guys out. And a great atmosphere to be in. If anybody's interested, hit us on the Gmail, W2 Wrasslin, gmail.com, and we'll hit you up. Don't forget about the website, www.welcometowrasslin.com. And don't forget we got merch. And go to prowrestlingtees.com/welcome to wrestling. Go buy a shirt.
Comment, subscribe.
All that. But yeah, man, again, love y'all. Appreciate everybody listening. And bro, it's Welcome to Wrestling.
Buy a shirt. Welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world. Slamming like a DDT. Got it just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.